Hey guys, back and we are playing XDefiant. Big playlist update went down yesterday with XDefiant, or well, it was my day before yesterday night, late night, but yeah, mainly yesterday. Uh, they added a new map, and it's a new arena map, which is exciting. Some people might have already got to play it. I think it was available for like the first few hours of season one launch. Uh, but now it's officially out. And it has a dedicated playlist. And I'm hoping that dedicated playlist is active because I want to try the new map. I haven't actually played on the map, so this will be the first for me on the map. And I actually haven't seen, like, I haven't watched a ton of gameplay of people playing on the map or anything like that personally. Uh, I've seen clips of it and stuff like that. So this is definitely going to be kind of new to me. I'm excited. It should be what I've heard is a small, fast-paced map. So closer quarter action is what I'm expecting from it. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump. Well, before we jump in, usually what I like to do on the playing on maps streams is we will play with different weapon types each match, and that's how I usually like to do it. So assault rifle, I'm thinking since it's a small map mosh pit, I mean a small map kind of a layout from what I've heard, the MDR might be the smarter choice for the assault rifle, I'm guessing. So we'll do MDR. SMG, MP7 most likely, but maybe Vector. We'll see after I get a game of the assault rifle, I'll have a little better idea. Shotgun, we've got the M870. LMG, the M249. Marksman rifle, we got the MK20 SSR. Sniper, we got the L115. And maybe, question mark on the maybe, we'll run around with the pistol. I've been leveling up the 93R, so maybe we'll run around with that, possibly, just for fun at the end. So yeah, that's the plan for today. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Yeah, I'm excited for the map. Definitely hoping active playlist. And if it's as fast-paced as it is, I'd hope there are, yeah, looks like a decent amount of people wanting to play it. I am planning on jumping back onto the beta COD, most likely tomorrow. So we'll be back on that beta action tomorrow. Decided, today we can jump into XDefiant and play a little bit here. Dude, not capture the flag, man. Yeah, I'm excited. First time on this map.
Occupy. Here's the setup. Seek, seize, and defend. 3, 2, 1. Secure the capture zone. I'll keep you apprised of its location.
Dude, why did that teammate run away from the zone? Like when he spawned right next to it? This. Dude, these teammates don't even want to stay near the zone. How are we gonna fucking... The center is a little bit more open than I thought it would be. So you do have like longer range potential in the center with like the amount of headies and all. Like, interesting, actually. I think it's depending on. Sorry, my boxes are like all up my ass and shit. Readjusting. Right, let me stand up properly. Adjust. The fact that they still haven't fixed this like lobby thing where like there's 11 people in the lobby right now, you can start the game. It says a lot. What's up, Harsh? How you doing? So there's, I mean, might as well talk while waiting for the lobby to actually fill because God knows how long this will take. There's been, I don't know if it's news or I don't know how, like, insider information, I guess, that has been talked about the game. About how if they don't pick up the player base, then the game might not see a continued support beyond, or I honestly, I'm wondering if they're put the hard cap at the end of season 2 or at the end of season 3. It mentions season 3, like if it's not been picked up by season 3, then gonna end the kind of support for the game, like not the developers, the publisher, Ubisoft. So I don't know if that's like, I presume that means like launch of season 3, if things haven't improved, it's done. They're gonna wrap it up, which is I suspect what's gonna happen, unfortunately. I so like the game and all, but they don't know what they're doing with the live service is the problem. It's been my complaint for a while now. They genuinely don't know what they're doing. Just for the sake of explaining how bad they fumble an easy slam dunk here, right? As far as what potential live service is. I've got a ton of X coin sitting because I decided, I'm like, yeah, I really like the game at the launch. I want to support the game. So I have a lot of X coin. I bought the Founders Edition, I bought the Starter Pack, I bought the Season 1 GSK pack. So I'm loaded X coin wise. There's not a single thing in the store that I actually want to buy. And every week, in fact, every few days, forget every week, I hop on to see if they've got anything new in the store. And they don't. I guess this is near the 4-alarm thing. Just look at what other games do, man, that have live services. They have bundles every week, new bundles. They'll promote it through their YouTube videos. They'll have all sorts of things, something to look at and consider. What's up, Yadev? What's up? How you doing? They lack any form of content that can be like, we want to spend money on this game. And I'm just waiting. I'm like, dude, just as soon as there's something worth buying, I'm ready to buy it. Just give me something worth buying. And try not to like overprice it if possible. And then also like obviously content, challenges, things to keep me engaged.
Not your typical echelon mission, but we're not here to question orders. 3, 2, 1. Grab the most bounties to become the hotshot. You'll be about as stealthy as a mariachi band, but the performance boost is worth it.
Just give me a second, Yadev. I'll read your comment. Just hang on.
This op's already under
Are you talking about The Walking Dead?
becomes the hotspot.
Yeah. I know about The Walking Dead.
New hotspot is a tango. Sending coordinates. Stop to that. The new hotshot is a friend. Also ready. New hotshot is a friend.
Are you kidding?
Get those sounds. A teammate became the hotshot. Provide covering fire. Hostiles have a new hotshot. And there's three. Their hotshot. Good work. The brass wants those bounties, Agent. Hostile enemy hotshot is active. Neutralized immediately.
Dude. Teammate, please, man. Where the fuck are teammates, man? Why is there like only 3 of us? God, what shitters our teammates are, man. Fucking, what was... The fuck, man. Oh, nice. I just finished the Terminator anime. It's okay. Wasn't good. I don't think it was that good. I want to check the ping on that, dude. Like of the other players, the enemy players. I wanted to see there's some connection there. That was particularly that GSK player. I mean, I think the ping was something strange. I don't think anything like cheating or anything like that. But I was curious about his ping. Like, honestly, like, the sad thing I think about this game, right, is there are a lot of vocal people in the community, and they each have, like, things they want to see it in this game done. And that includes me. That might be more like, I still don't think, like, personally, this is my personal opinion, and I know there's probably going to be a group of people that think differently. Like I said, right? They probably think the opposite of me. But I think rank mode in this game is a waste of time. Like, focusing, trying to, like, do anything rank mode related, as far as development goes, is not going to bring back anyone. That's my personal opinion, right? So I actually genuinely think, like, if there's reward and stuff that they have planned for season 2 ranked mode, and they plan on swapping out whatever rewards there were from season 1 for the new season of rewards, right? I think that'll go wasted. Like, I think they should move anything they've developed reward wise and try to create a challenge system, things that engage the regular player base more, and just keep the same rewards from season 1 for season 2. Like, so people can still get a chance to earn that stuff. But I actually genuinely think rank mode is a complete waste of time in this game as far as bringing back player base. That's, again, I know for a fact there's going to be people that differ from my opinion on this one. They'll probably have the complete opposite. No, you need to fix rank mode, and that'll be what brings back the player base. It's going to be like that, right? But my personal opinion is rank mode isn't where it's at, where, like, it's not going to bring back the player base. And unfortunately, there's going to be way too many regions. This is my personal reason behind it. There's going to be way too many regions where rank mode isn't going to be populated enough, even if it is bettered. Even if the system is bettered in rank mode, my guess is it's going to be very inactive in regions like Asia, this, that, and the other. So by focusing too heavily on the ranked mode, like, fixes, is going to be only beneficial to people like in the US, where there might be a player base where rank mode still is playable, right? And I'd wager even in the US, I know for a fact, even in the US, the high ranked players probably will struggle finding lobbies because of that, right? So I genuinely think things like rank mode is chalked. The other thing that I genuinely think is not the best idea, I actually think search and destroy is not a great idea. Like, just the way this game plays, search and destroy isn't going to be good. That's my personal opinion. I know a lot of people, oh, search and destroy has been delayed. There's another reason why. Like, once they bring back search and destroy, this game will be saved. No, it's not, man. Search and destroy is going to be just as bad as capture the flag. It's not going to be good. I could be wrong, though. And I hope I'm wrong, because they've clearly put time into search and destroy, and that will be something that is coming to the game.
Roger, I'm in.
occupy. Marking the objective.
challenge system, events. Try to engage the player base that's left and keep them occupied while bettering the network code also. Like, I think there's some information about them increasing the amount of packets distributed in each tick on the servers. That'll be huge. That'll actually be a good change.
Allies on the zone.
Well, it's 95 ping. I should have canceled. I thought I could pull the trigger in and cancel. Dude, what the fuck, man? This 90 ping is on a mess. Okay, that shot should have hit. No, are you kidding? How, man? 2 hits like that? Are you kidding? No. Oh my god. Someone jump on that. No, unbelievable game, dude. We had that too, man. That had me on the edge at the end, dude. Fucking Christ. Yeah, this guy was useless. I'm saying that because of objective time. I don't care if you're new or not, man. Put a little objective time into the game. I mean, it was 90 ping, man, but there was a little bit of inconsistencies with the shots with the shotgun, but it was still functioning, I guess. I'm gonna make 90 ping my excuse on that loss because that was so close. We should have had it. I also mentioned this like in the last playing on when we were doing the Daytona map. I think linear maps are a bad idea. Don't waste time on them. Go heavy on the arena maps. Minimum 3 arena maps. Maybe 1 linear map. At launch, if you're gonna do the linear map, at launch have an arena map and the linear map. That'll be the like season 2 launch maps. And then have like 2 arena maps spread out. Definitely not 90-day seasons. It's just too long, especially unless if you are doing 90-day seasons, each, I think, I want to say every week you need to have some sort of like activity going on, event styled activities, right? My argument is like COD's doing that, right? Modern Warfare 3 does it. And I can see the argument being like, we don't have the resources that COD has, right? I see that argument and I'm like, yeah, I accept that, right? But I hate to say it this way, but that's just what needs to happen if you want a live service to be active. Having regular reasons for people to jump on every week. Every week, give them a reason to jump on and do something in the game. That's the whole point of a live service. I accept the fact that like XDefiant doesn't have the team that COD has, so having that kind of like resources to create that level of engagement is extremely tough. But that's what you signed up for when you decided to make this game the live service game, right? Like this system that we have right now, it's not a live service system. This is akin to like the map pack days, where you got like the full title and then you had map packs like every few months and that brought in the new content, right? But that's such a dated system. And the fact that this game is a free-to-play game means they did not get anything for the initial launch of the game, right? So that live service is critical, right? And what you need is activities every week. And like, I'm trying to argue in my own head, like, okay, maybe if they do it every other week, it wouldn't be a big deal and all. But that's not true, man. It has to be every week. Every week, you need to give people a reason to jump onto the game. Every week, not only do you need to give people a reason to jump onto the game, but you need something new in the store also. So people see, like, they're not only are you bringing them back for some activity in the game, but you're also like giving them like, hey, come back, do this. You'll enjoy yourself doing this. Whether it's a new map, whether it's a new event, whether it's a new like XP something, right? Everything is like that, right? And then every week there needs to be new stuff in the store. So when the people are coming back to participate in the activities, they have reason to look into the store and see if they want something. And the store needs to be fucking good, man. The store items need to be like good stuff, man. Not what, like, some of this stuff is like, dude, it's just a rehash of what you gave us in the Battle Pass, or a reskin on this other character of that same bundle that we got last week. That's not enough, man. The quality of the stuff also that you're selling needs to be worth enticing, man. And right now it's not, man. None of the stuff in the store is enticing at all, man. What the fuck do you expect the player base to do? Pity you guys and be like, oh, let's give them charity by buying their shitty bundles so we can support the game? That's not gonna happen, man. I get, like, people want, like, dude, I want to support the game. I want to spend money. Don't get me wrong. And I did. I have, man. I've got a shitload of coins that I don't know what the hell to do with, man. But at the same time, man, there has to be some value, man. And now the developers would be like, no, we want charity or anything like from like the purchases and all. No, they do want to sell you something, man. They want to sell something good. You need to put it out there, man. You need to put that stuff in the game and on the regular, man. Things are not selling in the game because there's nothing to sell. There's nothing to buy, man. As much as we want to criticize how grotesque the like monetization system and like the bundle spam that is in COD, there's always something new, man. There's always something new. The joke is, man, they're so greedy, we don't want to buy anything. In XDefiant, I actually do want to buy something, but I want something that I want, man. It has to be something that interests me, something I see value in, man. I'm not just gonna buy bundles for the sake of buying bundles, man. Oi. I'll tell you one thing, man. And I hate saying this because I'm all for like a lot of good rewards, right? I'm all for that. So saying this kind of is like, man, I don't fully believe it, but just based on the circumstances at the moment, it is what it is. The rank mode rewards that they have in the game at the moment, if they had put that into a challenge-based system, if they had put that into a challenge system that was engaging and all, it would have been more, it would have had more longer term engagement than they had from putting it into the rank mode. Like if they had made a challenge system with all those same rewards and just put it into a challenge system, that would have been more, it would have created more engagement. But that's just in hindsight, right? I would definitely be of that mindset, like, you know, if there's a rank mode, it should have rewards that you can earn and like give you reason to grind out the rank mode. But just based on like how poorly the rank mode was sort of implemented at the time, I'm definitely of that mindset too. Whereas like, man, you should just put this into a challenge system. No, I knew it. I should have gone further. I fucking thought I could reload fast enough. That's stupid. No. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, rank mode without like a massive population. This is a Twitch reward, Twitch viewership thing. It's a good one. Like, without a massive population, rank modes always die out in specific regions. Like, it just doesn't last, dude. So, like, it's always gonna be like that way, right? Where like the regions that aren't heavily populated, rank mode just isn't a thing. That's why I don't play ranked mode. It becomes very unfair playing ranked mode. Even like as a mediocre player, it becomes tough to find lobbies on like low population regions or like stuff like that, right? So unless you're in the US or something, you really, rank mode isn't worth anyone's time. US and maybe some parts of Europe, like the UK or something. Otherwise, the rest of the world, rank mode's usually not worth anyone's time. So like, I think like a lot of the vocal American, they will be like, rank mode needs to be a thing, rank mode needs to be fixed and all. But if you actually talk to the rest of the world, which I hate to say it, is in reality the bigger population, it's just because that's the rest of the world, right? Rank mode isn't a thing, man. It's not worth your time. People like the idea of rank mode, even in like India and all like that. We like the idea of potentially grinding out and showing our skill, right? It's just that it becomes very like unfair because the population can't sustain a rank mode. And then the higher ranked players it certainly can't sustain it in low population regions. I mean, I've heard in the US, the high-ranked players have long waiting times. So that's just a statement on how low population the rank mode is going to be, even in the highest active region, right? again, I understand that the US and Europe are very high active regions, right? So you do want to satisfy that player base, right? But at the same time, when you need to consider the rest of the world, then the rest of the world is very large. And because it's so spread out, they can't be designated as a specific region. So things need to be engaging for the rest of the world more so than just the like US and the UK, right? Challenge systems, activities, all that stuff is what engages people. Like where it doesn't matter, you know, even low population regions can still participate in a challenge system as long as it's not like play a specific mode, man. Some of these modes, right? So again, it I guess depends on the challenges also, because like when they do the weekly challenges, when it says play escort or like zone control, those modes in Asia again are very low population regions. You can't even play those modes, so you wouldn't even be able to complete those challenges for the most part, unless you're playing way more than an acceptable amount of time, right? Like, I struggle completing escort and zone control missions, and I'm playing like the game like 15 hours a week minimum, right? So someone like a casual, where these challenges are supposed to be engaging people, need to be able to complete these challenges in a reasonable amount of time. So it makes it worth their worth, you know, and that's what engages them. That's why when I talk about challenge systems and stuff like that, like even in like Battlefield and stuff like that, I've talked about it. Like, and what they've been doing in Battlefield is ingenious, like for their post-launch content, right? I mean, post-live service content. They've been doing ribbon challenges where you can earn a few rewards, a couple of rewards, by just playing the game and earning ribbons. But what happens is you can double your progress if you play the featured mode. So what ends up happening is the amount of time required to complete the reward track for the ribbons, if you're using the like featured mode, it takes like 2 hours. And if you're not, and you don't want to like participate in the featured mode, you just want to play the regular maps, it'll maybe take like 4 to 5 hours. That is a reasonable amount of time to ask a casual player to like engage in your game on a weekly basis. Now that alone, because it's such a like relaxed thing. So what happens with like what the unfortunate thing is what happens with like games like Call of Duty or like this is they look at people like me playing the game or completing the challenges, right? And they're like, oh, this guy just finished it in one stream in 2 hours. That's too less, right? So then they make the challenges extremely grindy that ends up taking too long. So it's taking someone like me like 5 hours or something like that, right? But that's not who you're supposed to be targeting with the challenge system. I'm not the target for the challenge system. The target is the casual people to get them engaged, hopping on at least once a week, right? So keep challenges like in a reasonable like time span, like things that people can complete around the world. It needs to be like, so when you have escort challenges and stuff like that, fix the fucking matchmaking, right? So games start up when there's 8 to 10 people, so people aren't sitting there for 10 minutes and stuff. Then it becomes viable for people like me in Asia. So there's a lot of things that like you shouldn't be wasting the player's time. The challenge-based system is meant to be engaging the casual audience, not the like hardcore like grinders, right? Why is there so much packet loss on this game?
3, 2, 1. Get out there and capture those zones, Shadow Team. Team capturing Zone A. Capture Zone B.
I talked about this in the past, but what I've realized a live service is supposed to be, right? You need to treat it like a fucking daycare center. You have a bunch of little kids that... You need to just keep engaging and keep giving them stuff to do. I thought there was a ping button. I was gonna try to ping the guy. Oh, fuck. Why didn't you break that, man? Treat live service like a daycare, man. You need to just constantly be engaging with the people, like the audience. Giving them something. God, I'm trying to push, but... Fucking teammates. Dude, that little corner there's like a nasty little spot, man, where people just get funneled in and... domination. I'll play tomorrow. I played a shitload yesterday. There wasn't... I feel like I tapped out on like the content in the beta. So I figured might as well save. I'll jump on tomorrow and grind it out. For sure. Like, the maps and all, like, behind. So. This is a Marksman rifle, isn't it? This isn't a AR. This is the Marksman rifle. No, this is a really good Marksman rifle, dude. I like Marksman rifle gameplay when it's a good Marksman rifle, and this one's a good one. This is a really good Marksman rifle. I'm a fan of like single shotguns and all that. Like, back when it was like super laggy and all, like this was how you combated lag. You use single fire guns. Single fire guns, like, I think back in the original Modern Warfare 2, like, I had just moved back to India, and I was like on a 56K modem, right? playing Call of Duty in India. It was fucking brilliant. I used to use the fall back then. I think that was Modern Warfare 2 game, or was it Modern Warfare 3? I used to just two-tap people. Just absolute demolish, dude. So sitting on like my fixed 56k modem, two-tapping, or maybe three-tapping max. With the fall. Yeah. Got me really into like semi-automatic. Yeah, it takes getting used to. It does. This one does take getting used to. But once you learn the like play style with it, it's so much fun. I do think in this game though, like maybe I can see why you might not like it in this game. This game, the fun of this game is like, you know, just running around. Whereas Marksman rifle, that's not the point of like how you play a Marksman rifle. You're supposed to hold like lanes and stuff like that. Actually, like Black Ops Cold War, that was another game where I just went like heavy on the Marksman rifle like gameplay, like or the semi-automatic gameplay. Like my main gun was like the type whatever, type something. It was like type some number. I don't know what number it was, but I used that for the bulk of the year. I'm gonna look it up. Always have like, it depends on the game, but yeah. Some games, Marksman rifles are brilliant. Like a lot of fun. Was it type or was it something else? Type 63, I think it was. Okay. The Type 63 in Cold War. That was like my main gun. Suppressive fire. You give them the suppressive fire action. Like, just for example, okay, here's something I wouldn't have minded buying because it's a charity thing. I'm like, okay, spend my money. But look at the skins in this. It looks like default skins, man. You can't, even for a charity, I'm not putting down 1,000 X coin for default skins, man. Why couldn't this have just been something like, dude, all you're doing is different color palettes for these skins anyway. Why not give something interesting for it, man? Whatever. Dude, why is the packet burst already? This is that same packet burst lobby, dude. Why is there packet burst on this lobby? like this gun, the L115. I actually really like this gun. Still waiting for a nice blueprint to come out for it. That's worthy.
3, 2,
Dude, by now, okay, almost like 70 days into the season, we'd have seen at least 3 different bundles with the new, like, sniper rifle. The new DLC weapon. Oh, okay. I was like, fucking Christ, dude. What happened there, dude? I just put one into his chest and barely did any damage to him. Like, I honestly, like, I've mentioned this also before, like, just look at the stuff like the finals is doing bundle wise or blueprint wise and design wise and stuff like that. It feels like cool, hip, you know, trendy, the designs that they're doing. Whereas a lot of the stuff here just feels dated and like, not necessarily all of them, but it does feel like they're holding back also. Like there's good stuff coming, but first let's get rid of some of the stuff that's only average, right? And then top that off, like if you see something like this one, right? I will not buy this bundle simply because I know if I change the stock, you'll lose the design of this bundle blueprint skin. Like, yeah, I'll show you. So like, when you have a weapon model like this, you can change around all the attachments and you won't mess around with the visuals, right? But say you put on this skin, which is the like kind of alternate to that other skin for the MDR, right? Because I have this stock, I'm losing the visuals of the blueprint. That can't happen, man. That means like, just for sake of saying something about how like, as it is, there's not enough in the store. And then on top of that, if you have any of these skins like this, the MDR one, you can change around attachments. There's not like a stock attachment. So this doesn't get affected quite as badly, right? But the other ones from the set, right? Or say like, these ones are weapon models, so I presume these won't change visually. But definitely, I'm pretty sure this one will. I'm pretty sure this one will if I change the stock. So all these skins for like this, where in my head, I'm like, oh, if I change the stock on this, I'll lose the visual element to this bundle, right? Have automatically been like eliminated from my consideration for purchase. Like, I'm like, nah, I don't want to buy that because it doesn't look good. I do not want to spend money on a skin like this to only have it look like this when I decide to build it the way I want to build it. There's no way I'm putting money down on that. So the only bundles I'm considering with weapon skins are things like this. These two kind of things, right? Where like, if I put this design on, it looks good no matter what I build it, right? See, look at this one. This one at least was a free one from like the Twitch drops, I think, right? Again, lose design element to it. So would I ever buy other bundles with a similar skin that might function like this? No.
The lead's already flying. Go get some points. Take out the hostiles and grab this alley.
Oh, dude, this is too far gone, man. That's a lost game. I'm not playing that. Like, I won't even get to like snipe. At least there's no packet burst going on. Like, dude, again, I get it, man. In COD, they do this shit all the time with their, like, blueprints, right? Where you have to buy the blueprint, and the minute you change attachments, you know, it doesn't look like anything like that. So guess what? There are people like me that refuse to buy shit in COD because we don't want to waste our money on blueprints that don't look the same when we change things around. I'll tell you one thing that I'll give Halo over COD though is like in COD they lock their like tracers and their death animations to the blueprint, right? Most of it, like the bulk of everything is locked. Sometimes it's locked to an attachment in the blueprint, so you can sort of like mess around with it, but that's more of a workaround. It's usually just locked to the blueprint, right? But in Halo, they have a separate slot for death animations, okay? The kill animations. They don't do tracers on their weapons as much, so it's not like the same where you get like fancy tracers and death animations. But they do have death animations, right? The death animation is a separate like microtransaction kind of like item. That would also add a lot of value to like the game if you had something like that, right? Where you have like tracer things and death animations that are tied to the bundles, but not necessarily in the ideal scenario, don't go the COD route, go the Halo route, where it's like sort of an attachment thing, right? So you can consider like that'll add a lot of value to the bundle. Like, oh, there's a tracer thing, but you know, I don't like this weapon, but I like the tracer. So maybe I'll buy the tracer, right? Could be a separate, like, I do like the fact that they're breaking also up their bundles and selling it to you individually so you don't need to buy the bundles and all. But there still needs to be something worthy of buying. Been waiting so long to get some nice skins for like this Singa and this character Melee or whatever. And there have been nice ones that I've considered, but still, like, you know, it's like I'm waiting to see more. I'm waiting to see something like this, right? Like this one here, like this guy. Like this animation is really cool. I like it. This one is pretty cool. I know the Singa got that like blue one that was sort of like that, but I wasn't digging that as much. But at least that was something, right? That I know some people were like super into. These things need to happen like regularly, every week, man. You need to be making sure there's something new, something worth checking out. And then giving people a reason to jump onto the game to also like not only play the game, but also check out the store and see what's new there. Also, they need to streamline the store better so I can find old items quickly. I shouldn't have to wait for it to rotate around in the store. Someone mentioned that you can jump into the Ubisoft app on the PC and you can find the bundles there. But I mean, I don't want to install the Ubisoft app on my PC yet. So I don't really want to have to jump through those hoops. It should be in game. I should be able to do that in game. When you get hit, man, the flinch is crazy on this now. You really can't be hit in this game. That should have been a collab, man. Yeah, it does. It does. It does. Problem with Halo Infinite was like, I don't know, man. They made a mess of their monetization system also. Man. God knows all sorts of silly ways.
So compromised.
I mean, I think the operated system also was a bit silly. Like, I think if they had gone like, I think if they had gone like, the weird thing is that I think back in Advanced Warfare, like the way they kind of like did like customization was like so over the top, it put a lot of people off this. But then after seeing like finals do it, like the individual customization can be so cool and so much more fun. And the same with Halo. Like being able to like customize your character like fully is, I think, more appealing. God, sniping is so much fun in this game. I enjoy it so much. Alright, put this on a little bit.
Fight started already.
Like, I like the fact that you can, like, I don't know, man. In finals, they did it really smart, man. Like, how you can deck out your character. And it created so much more, like, potential for microtransaction action. With, like, having all those individual clothes and stuff that you can sort of, like, customize. I don't know how I got that shot, but alright, I'll take it.
Compromised.
Oh man, I was on a little streak of it. It's there. Yeah, I do like that also about this game. No, I mean, well, I don't know if you're saying that as a negative or a positive, but I like the fact that there's not that many, like, weapons in this game. It makes it, if there is something nice, I'm more likely to buy it. Because there are more weapons that I enjoy playing with in this game because there's not that many, I guess. Like, I want a good skin for all my weapons now, like that I like, right? I want one for the L115. I want one for the MK20 SSR, right? I even want one for like now, like the M870. Like I really wasn't liking the shotgun gameplay in this game, but since they fixed it, I actually am enjoying it. So I want a nice skin for my weapons, right? They need to, they need to get that stuff sorted. And if you're gonna charge as much as you are for your bundles, which they charge a lot for their bundles in this game, it needs to have all those small bits and bobs in the game, right? Like as much as we make fun of like games that are like putting filler junk in it, right? Like, oh, why do we don't want these calling cards, emblems, and this that filler crap, right? When you're charging like 24 or like 30, 100 credits for a bundle, that filler shit at least has some meaning to like give it a little bit of value, right? When you see it like 24 or 30, like 100 like bundle in this game, and it's like only a couple of blueprints and a like skin or something like that, a few skins that are like legendary status or something, it doesn't feel like you're getting much of anything out of it. Like I'm still shocked that there isn't a charm. Like there's no charms in this game for weapon charms. That makes such easy like microtransactions that people enjoy to like customize their weapons. Yeah, I'm gonna throw back to like finals again. The charms, you can put a charm on damn near anything and every weapon in that game, including like the nades, the like devices, everything. You can put a charm on it. So like not only like do you, like some people, I don't know if people do that in the like how I don't know how like useful that is. We'll play one game with a pistol only just for the hell of it. But I mean it's there, right? Like so there'll be potential where you have a charm for one gun and a charm for your proxy mine or some shit like that, right? There is potential for that stuff, right? But like I said, that kind of stuff makes like good filler content, right? They also need to stop, like, dude, they went from literally like some of these skins, okay? Like I'll show you this one. This skin right here, okay, this disruption skin. This was not for this particular weapon, but this design, the disruption design, there was a skin like this in, I think, as one of the alpha battle passes, or it was like the beta battle pass. They did like a mini battle pass for one of the betas. There was this exact same design as one of the skins for that. This should have just been a universal camo. Like it's that basic, right? Same goes with this one. But they've broken it up like individually now, and it's like, dude, come on, give me a break, man. Like this is just a yellow skin, man. This should just have been a universal skin, right? Would it add value to some of this stuff? I think. Where you have like some, like the more basic designs where it is just universal skins. Things like this, I sort of understand. There's individual like designs per like this and this, right? It's not the same as like this one, right? So I understand like how they've sort of split it up in this one where it's not a universal skin. So I get that, right? But I don't understand why like things like this aren't like, or even like things like this one. These two should have been universal skins. But they've broken it up into individual skins now and all. Fortunately, I haven't seen them selling this nonsense, I don't think. But that's like filler stuff that they put into like the battle pass, but we still haven't seen that shit. Like, I don't know, man. COD did like the universal camo action this year really well. And then Halo, okay, so Halo started off where they were like breaking up the skins and people got like super pissed at them, right? Like they're doing in this game, but it's broken up like individual items, and people were like really angry. It took Halo a long time to finally like sort it out. So like the skins you're buying were universal for the armor coding skins, and then the weapon coding skins, right? Became a little bit more universal for all the weapons, right? Took them a long time, and they took a lot of like flack for that. Like we shouldn't have to be teaching these same lessons to XDefiant now. Like a lot of these issues with live services that all these other big titles have faced through the last few years shouldn't be the same lessons we're trying to explain to now XDefiant, who's launched with this half-assed system, right? It's like, yo, all these other massive game companies trying to do live services, and significantly more successful live services, even the ones that are failing, have been more successful than what you've done here. And you're making the same exact mistakes and trying to push the same nonsense, but even less so. Like, it's so weird, man. Like, I actually like these skins, but like it's not my style, right? So that's why I haven't bought it. But I actually think this one was a pretty cool skin. I can see like there being people who want this skin, right? Or definitely, I think maybe more feminine design to it. So if there was a girl audience, I'm pretty sure this would have been a popular thing for them. I'm sure there's some guys that also like, you know, like liked it too. Like, I mean, I personally don't mind it so much. So like, I can definitely see myself rocking it. But I think definitely a little bit more feminine design. So I was waiting for something like this, of this quality, but with a more masculine design, so I can rock it personally. It would be like with the MP7, right? It's still waiting. I think this was like a preseason bundle too, right? Like, I think that's when they launched this one. And we still haven't seen anything of this, even this level. But there's like, you know, moving parts and stuff, like fun stuff like that. Even something like this, right? Right here. This was a preseason pre-order thing. Seems kind of basic and all, but it's still fun, and there's like funness to it. I haven't seen even like this kind of thing like in the store. I feel like, I think this one, then there's like the skullduggery one or whatever, right? The like pirate themed one. The white alchemy theme, the pirate theme. Like, again, I'm gonna go back to like finals, right? I subscribe to like the YouTube channel for these games, right? Finals and all that. And I'm subscribed to the Ubisoft one also. Like the finals, every like week, I think, they release an update video. Like it's called an update video, right? But it's usually just a 1-minute trailer for their new bundles. And it's usually like 1 or 2 bundles, I think 2 usually, like a basic style bundle and then like their premium style bundle design. Almost every week there's a little mini trailer for it. We'll run around pistol only on this one. You don't see that shit happening, man, in this fucking game, man.
Domination. I'll take 3 objectives on your op.
Dude, what is going on, man? What is going on with the server here?
3, 2, 1. Your mission is to secure the capture zone.
What the fuck is going on, man? Is this XDefiant servers, or is this me, or is this... Just the playlist, maybe? Anyway, last game. We'll play regular playlist after this. I mean, same with COD also. Like, they are, like, they have their bundles, they release it and all. There are entire YouTube channels based around just promoting and showcasing bundles. That's their entire YouTube channel. And successful ones for various games, not just the big ones. Various games have like an entire channel dedicated to just showcasing bundles for like however long they last. You can't even do that in this game, man. There's not enough, man. You wouldn't make a YouTube channel that'll last a week if you try to cover the bundles in this game. I'll tell you another thing, like just to showcase how like I'm not joking. It's so fascinating looking into the community with the finals, like the community of the finals. They are genuinely engaged with the microtransactions that happen in the finals. The community, like not talking about like, oh, just fake engagement and all. No. There are people that are just happy to see the fun stuff that comes to that game, even when it's just store bundles and stuff like that. They take feedback from the community. Like the community is so engaged with how exciting like the like design elements and potential is in that game. There's constant suggestions on let's make this weapon this design. Let's make the weapon that design. Let's make an outfit for this. You know, like recently they did a whole partition for the frog outfit in the finals. Like there's like a frog jumper suit that they just added to the game. For like a month or so, the entire community was trying to get people to sign a petition like saying, we want this in the game, just for the fun of it, right? And the developers made it. There was a melee weapon, right? Like one of the hammers or something for the heavy, right? And people be like, oh, it'll be so much fun to have like a big spoon as the melee weapon, right? So they created a skin for the melee weapon that looked like a giant spoon. And the turnaround for some of this stuff, like with the frog outfit, I think they kind of stretched the anticipation for that a little longer by telling the community, no, we need to create a sign-in sheet saying that you're interested in this and all. But things like the spoon and stuff like that, right? I think it was just an idea from a community something. And within a couple of weeks or maybe a month, I don't know exactly the turnaround time for that, when the idea was thrown out versus when it was developed. But it was very short from that the concept being suggested to the development of that skin and being implemented into the game for the community to purchase, right? So like you look at the community, they are extremely engaged and super excited. And like I said, I think a lot of the COD fans, thanks to like the way the supply drop system worked in Advanced Warfare, they kind of got burnt out by like that extreme dilution of the supply system thanks to like customization of the characters, right? Like you had like boots, gloves and stuff like that, right? But then you look at the finals where it's not like the supply drop system. You can just buy the stuff or you can sometimes earn the stuff and all that. It's mainly buy the stuff, but there are also like challenges that you can earn it and all. The people, again, look at the community reaction to like how engaged they are about creating those kind of like the drip for their characters, right? They're extremely excited for it and all like, and the sad thing is, again, the finals is a small community. Like it was similar to like XDefiant where it had this like humongous kind of like initial hype and then it died down and it's now an extremely small community, right? But I'd wager just through the microtransactions and like the constant output of that and how engaged the community is with those microtransactions and how excited they are for some of that stuff, they're probably making a decent amount of money through the sales on that. And I'd wager the community size between finals and XDefiant are probably kind of similar. I don't know. I don't know the exact numbers on finals versus XDefiant player counts, right? In finals might have a slightly higher count now, I would wager. I don't know. Just because XDefiant's fumbled so hard with the engagement in this game. But yeah, in this game, there's nothing, man. I'm just waiting for something. So there is no reason to purchase anything or support or buy anything. Anyway. Whatever, right? But I mean, the same thing occurred in Halo to a certain extent. Like, I think the problem with Halo was like there were so many different cores, and then a lot of the items that you bought were like locked to the cores, right? The different cores. Whereas like it took them a long time again and got a lot of negative feedback from like the community. And finally, slowly, things like the helmets and shoulder pads and all became cross core, so you could kind of mix and match. And to a certain extent, I think because of the initial negativity, because it was locked to the individual cores, that people became like a little more reluctant, right? But even the Halo like customization for like the Spartans, right? People look at the bundles, they're like, oh, I really like this piece, I like that piece, I want to mix and match with my like Spartan and all. And that ends up selling a lot of the stuff. I do think if they had launched and had the like items all cross core, and it wasn't locked to the individual cores like the initial, they would have probably made a lot of sales. And people like now, even I'm a little reluctant buying stuff for like Spartan stuff, just because of the memories, like of how it was locked away to just an individual. Like they have multiple cores, right? Like they have like the kind of Japanese Yoroi themed core, and then they've got like this cyber kind of like, you know, core that is like I forget what it's called, but. And then they've got like the traditional Mark cores, like, and there's like 3 different Mark cores. Dude, Jesus, man, this playlist has taken me across the globe, and I just want to play like a quick game with pistols only. I'm gonna get shit on in this game. All right, doesn't matter, it's fine. Let's get it over with, and then hopefully we'll jump into regular quick play, and it won't be this bad. There's so much to love about the gameplay in this game. Like, traditional spawn system, and like right now the Black Ops 6 beta, like they have similar like gameplay design philosophies as this game, right? Like as the arcadey run and gun kind of thing, right? But the spawns are so bad in that game, the flow of the maps feels so shitty. Whereas in this game, like the flow feels so good, man, and like the map design feels like amazing simply because the spawn flows are good in this game, right? So the game, dude, I fucking, okay, Jesus.
Zone secured. Capture zone contested. Looks like the shooting started already. Secure all zones.
I think if it gets disconnected, we're gonna count this as the game regardless. Okay.
But you're okay.
I think a lot of my bullets are not even registering.
Capture zone contested.
A lot of my bullets are not registering. Okay. Good God, can you mantle over this thing or what? I'm just leaving. This is unplayable. Like, I can't even, like, it's not registering my shots. Let's try one more time. Like, I don't mind getting shit on with the pistol, but at least let me do damage with it. And it not be like this bad. Or we can just call it, we'll play a quick play now. because this will take a little long. I feel like there's some issue with the server. I think maybe. Like, why am I on like a 70 ping on the lobby in Asia? Like, I mean, also they need to fix some of their basic stuff, like I said, right? Like, I've mentioned this many times, but like, it blows my mind that there are certain modes and things, right? Where there are people who are willing to play those modes, like escort, zone control, and even hotshots to a certain extent. There'll be enough players in the lobby to start the game. It's a pubs game. It's fine. Just go ahead and start it. There's enough here, right? And still we'll be sitting there waiting for those 3 people to fill that slot for amount of time. This is something they should have fixed immediately. And I know they fixed it, like, the thing is, the joke was it was opposite happening in the ranked mode. And they were on top of fixing that. But they haven't fixed the pubs one where it's like, there are people waiting here. Let's just start the game. It's okay. And they won't start the game. Like, there's got to be a reason behind why this is a thing, dude. Like, why are you insisting on filling the, like, final few slots immediately? Like, you can start the game. Like, again, I don't mind waiting for a little bit to try to fill those spots. But at a certain point, just start the game, right? It's 100% a reason I hate, like, when there are, like, the weekly challenges for escort and zone control. I hate playing that, right? And the sad thing is that the more and more, like, the players disappear, the more and more those modes are, like, there are more modes becoming like that, like kind of dead playlist, right? So it's something they really need to get on top of fixing so that games can start up when there's enough people in the lobby, even if it's not a full, like, set at the time, right? They can try to fill those spots later on, right? Yet they still haven't gotten around to doing that, dude. How's that taking you so long, man? What is going on here, man? This has gotta be some XDefiant thing, right? I don't know, maybe we'll call it. We got all the main weapons and pretty damn good games for the main weapons. This bonus game is sort of just... We'll last try. If it messes up, so be it. And I'm telling you, 200% certain, 200% certain, bomb mode, the search and destroy mode, is going to be a flop in this game. 200% certain. Well, in my head, maybe it's 90% certain. There's 10% chance that it might be worth it. But I'm almost certain it won't be. I think there is value to a single life mode, but search and destroy isn't going to be one of them that's worth it in this game. And even in single life modes, like, games like search and destroy and all, like, dude, it's slower. It's too easy to see enemies and the maps and the way the design works in this game. Like, that's the whole point. It's a super fast pace. That's why it's easy to spot enemies, right? But that's what makes, like, single life game modes and, like, tactical, like, single life modes like search and destroy. Like, the whole point is you should not be easily spottable across the map. just don't think it'll be successful in this mode. And again, you're creating something that's taking so much time that I guarantee you is not for the masses. Like, there's a limited player base that likes search and destroy, and I'll guarantee you when search and destroy comes into this game, that limited player base will probably not like it. Just because of how easy it is to spot enemies and stuff like that in this game. So as it is, you're spending a lot of time developing something that is only catering to a very small minority of the player base. And at that, I feel like when they actually play it, they'll realize they don't want to play it here. They would rather play it where they're comfortable playing it and have like it plays well, right? Like even games like Valorant and like Counter-Strike where, yeah, you can sort of see the enemies pretty clearly and easily, right? It's the reason those games work out and Search and Destroy works out so well is because the maps are very heavily designed for that kind of gameplay. Where you have these kind of tighter lanes and stuff where you can peek and see things and then come back and all that. The way the maps are designed here, most of the maps won't play good for Search and Destroy. There might be like one or two maps that will be like, it's alright. But yeah, like games where like even you can spot enemies very quickly, like when you see them, like Counter-Strike arguably and Valorant and stuff. It's the reason it works there is because the maps are very, very heavily, specifically designed for that game mode. Where like it's kind of like a mishmash of all modes. Like Ghost Recon used to do Search and Destroy and stuff like that. Obviously Call of Duty and stuff like that, right? Where it works in these games is because it's a lot harder to spot the enemies. So you have that ability to stealth around the maps and kind of like maneuver around what would otherwise be open area and get away with it, right? Like there's a lot of open area for like the other modes because it plays better when you have like open space, right? For some of that stuff, right? Or like limited cover so you can kind of like get into like multiple engagements and stuff. But in Search and Destroy, that's not how you're supposed to play. That's not how the map is going to play out well, right? And like when there's map designs like this, which caters to like that kind of aggressive arcadey gunplay, stealth becomes like an important factor, but it doesn't exist in like the way this game plays. I mean, there is some level of stealth, but it is very limited. Or some level of like maneuverable stealth kind of thing, right? Not talking about like going invisible like the Echelon class or something like that. But I guess we'll see. Again, it depends on how they implement it, I guess also. We'll see. Like my personal opinion is Capture the Flag was not good. It was just not good. It's not a good mode. They wasted time on that. Like, shouldn't have bothered with it, honestly. What's up, Slayer? Like, you get, like, I think, man, I hate saying this, but I think, like, if they should just stop listening to, like, the competitive side of people. The people who are, like, asking for, like, ranked mode related item, this, that. I want Search and Destroy, I want Capture the Flag, rank mode needs to be better, this, that, and all that. That's not the direction they should be, like, focusing on this game. Like I said, limited regions that have access to those modes, limited player base that find those modes interesting, and I think the bulk of the people would not be like engaged in that system. I mean, obviously, if like you create like an insane Search and Destroy mode, right? It could potentially bring back a very hardcore like player base, right? That want to play Search and Destroy on this game all the time, right? But let's be realistic. The hardcore Search and Destroy like player base that you might be looking to get into the like bring back, dude, those maps that they play are specifically made for Search and Destroy. Like I said, Counter-Strike, Valorant, those kind of maps are specifically designed for that mode and nothing else. you're not gonna get that like large like fanatic search and destroy crowd into this game playing on regular maps. Yeah, shit, let's play capture the flag. As much as I bitched it out, let's try to just get... Oh my god, this is 137 ping. Am I gonna lag out of this also? If I do, we'll call it and we'll just play quick play as bonus section and see if it's even playable. How you doing, Slayer? But again, I feel like I'm the counter argument to ranked mode. I know there's a lot of people that would argue against what I'm suggesting and argue for ranked mode. So I know there are people that think the opposite of me. I'm not denying that. I'm not saying I'm right. I could be completely wrong. I just think personally that... It's too easy to make these runs and like capture the flag. Like one thing that like Halo does, capture the flag really well. That's because a lot of the maps are like super open, so you can actually beam the flag captor from your spawn. Like before they can capture the flag, like you can spawn in and like beam like them and stop the like capture, right? Whereas in this map, like, you know, there's too many like nicks and nooks where like so it becomes like kind of cheesy the way capture the flag plays on this. Like, yeah. I'm almost guaranteed the capture now. Why? Because it's too hard for them to like beam me across the map. Okay, here's an idea for capture the flag, but I don't know if it's a good one. Hardcore health for capture the flag. Hardcore health for capture the flag in this game. So you can one-shot someone and they'll drop the flag. So you have to be really careful. And arguably that might be the way to work search and destroy also. Have a hardcore health in search and destroy. But I don't know, like I said, some of these maps might be difficult, right? But that might be the solution to single life in this game mode. And capture the flag.
Allies drop the flag. Enemies have our flag. But you're a pro. You'll bounce back.
That would also encourage a lot more like, you know, teamwork required for captures, as opposed to just some idiot like me running there, grabbing the flag and then running around some corner and avoiding all hits.
Tracking
Right.
coordinates. Allied flag near. Returning.
Dude, I just spawned, man. Fuck. I didn't mean to do that. Misclicked.
Enemy down. Flag retrieved by allies.
I mean, my shots are not registering. All of them.
Extract the enemy flag to your base. For deployment. You captured the enemy flag.
See, it's too easy to like make the runs in this game, like because you have so much health and there's so many corners and you can just kind of weave in and out. So I think maybe like a hardcore version of this could be more interesting, because then it becomes significantly more complex to make those runs, and you won't necessarily be able to do silly shit like I did. Like they would have killed me like halfway across the map, right, when I did that, the minute they hit me in a hardcore health. But I mean, again, I'm not saying bring hardcore to all the modes. I'm saying specifically for this mode. I'm a hardcore player. I used to play hardcore all the time, so I'm all for it. But we don't need splitting up the player base even more so. But capture the flag, the way it is, it's rubbish. Create a much lower health pool, so it's significantly easier to kill the flag captor, and it's like significantly more tactful to play with your team to capture the flag, right? Because, like, yeah, I don't know. I think adjusting health would maybe, again, I don't know. It depends. I don't know if it would or wouldn't. It'd be worth testing, though, is my opinion. A hardcore capture the flag mode. So yeah, played on Rockefeller. Enjoyed. I actually enjoyed it. As much as connections were doo-doo in some of the end games, we did slammage in the bulk of the primary weapons. And it took a little while to get that pistol game going because of whatever server issues is going on. I actually really liked the map. Like when I heard, like again, I had only seen like clips of the map and I hadn't watched gameplay of it. But I had heard it was like a close quarters map and all that. So I was expecting like only close quarters, and I was expecting somewhat like an arena, the arena map. I was expecting that kind of experience, right? Where like, oh, I'm gonna have to just use close quarter weapons. Long weapons are gonna be like brutal. That whole center courtyard is long weapons. It's the outer ring that is close quarters, right? That center ring, dude, you can bust a nut with your long weapons, man. It feels good. Like I said, I was using the MDR for the first game, and it shocked me when I went into the center court. Like I'm like, oh no, I need an ACR for the center map. So that's why I started sticking to the outer ring, for the close quarter action. And then when I had like the long range weapons, I stuck to the center court, right? The center square section. And that's where I was like picking off the enemies and avoiding this like outer ring. So yeah, really interesting map for sure. And fun and high paced and flow is good. It actually felt, dude, what a good traditional spawn system does to the flow of a map, right? Man, like I was talking about this yesterday during the beta. The flow in the beta maps for like Black Ops 6 is so bad at the moment. I'm sure they'll fix things around. I hope so. But it's because they have that kind of janky spawn system where people can spawn any which where and it doesn't matter what you're doing on the map, right? When you have to create good flow, there needs to be traditional style spawns where you know where the enemy's coming and where you can go to go either around the enemy or to engage the enemy. Never should you be in a spot where the enemy is spawning right behind you when you're in the middle of the map. There's one thing if you're in their spawns and they're spawning in their spawns behind you somewhere, that makes sense, right? That's your fault for like putting your back to a spawn. But like, my God, in Black Ops 6, the flow was so bad on a lot of the maps, it was really off-putting, right? And it got me thinking, man, I was like, dude, I really don't like those maps, right? I was just not enjoying myself because the flow was so bad. Again, I keep going by that word, but there's a reason for it. It's because the spawns were so bad, right? And I was like, man, these maps are not good. Maybe if they bring back like the old school maps and all that, like maybe. But then after the stream, I was thinking about it. I was like, dude, it wasn't that the maps were like super, super bad. I mean, I don't really like the maps. Even if there was a better spawn system, I think it'd still be kind of basic maps, some of them. But if you put this janky spawn system into like the like classics, like Black Ops maps, it would mess those maps up just as badly as it messed these ones up, right? So yeah, it's definitely one thing that I appreciate about XDefiant. The flow feels good, and even in a chaotic map like this, right, where there is potential of like people coming from any side and all that, right? You still have a predictable side where the enemy should be coming from. So it allows you to comprehend, like, this is a square map, so it's basically like they can be coming from any angle. There's a lot of head glitches in the center. So if they were spawning in any old spot and then picking a head glitch here or here, it would create so much chaos, it would ruin the map. But because there's a little bit more predictability to that, it makes the map flow and feel so much more fun, right? So yeah, I think lessons can be learned from COD on this game, from this game. Traditional spawns, yeah, it can be nasty when you get into a spawn trap, but it's so much better for the map flow and feel and just navigating around the map, when there's a little bit more sense to where enemies will be coming from. Like, in COD, like, you're always on the fucking edge, man. Like, dude, you don't know when some idiot's gonna spawn behind you, man. Even like I said, like, you'll be in the center of the map and some fool will spawn right on your back in some corner room right there, like some random spawn in the middle of the map. It makes no sense, right? So yeah, I enjoyed it. Like, I had a lot of fun with the map, is my point. It flowed well, it was fun, it was enjoyable. Unfortunate with some of the connections, but I guess that's whatever. It's not a big deal. Yeah, it's a good map. It's a good map. Good addition to the arena like pool, I think. I'll have fun on it. And like I said, pleasantly surprised by it catering to ranged weapons in the sense, like how it's catered to the different weapon play. I do actually like the fact that it's done what it's done. Because again, I was a little worried. I'm like, oh man, arena, like I struggle with the arena map, like with sniping and stuff like that, right? I sometimes feel like, man, there's no point in sniping on that map and all, right? Because it gets a little too like corner heavy and like stuff like that, right? You can get away with it, but it's not quite as fun. I was a little worried this map was going to be like that, but no, this map definitely feels like it's catering to like any kind of play like you want, right? Long and short range weaponry, close range weaponry. So yeah, cool map. Enjoyed it. Glad I jumped on today and got to play with it on the playlist. Uh, but yeah, there's still a lot more to do with this game and more to fix and add. Please, man, some challenge system also would be really appreciated, man. Give me reasons to jump on every week, like I've been mumbling about like the whole stream. I just want a reason to jump onto the game and have something to do, right? And I get there is the challenges, the weekly challenges on the Ubisoft app, but that's getting to the point where it's like, dude, these are a bit pointless. Like, it's just XP tokens, and on the rare occasion, a 50 X coin kind of like reward. That's not what I'm talking about. I want like cosmetic items to grind for and stuff like that. I want other reasons to jump on every week, you know, that have like, get me excited about the something in this game, right? And you know, fix your shop, man. Also, I've got like too many X coins now. Like even when like the weekly challenges gives like that 50 X coin, in the back of my head is like, dude, what am I going to spend this 50 X coin on? Right? It's like, dude, not the fact that it's so less. It's the fact that there's nothing to even spend like X coin on at the moment because nothing in the stores got me excited to spend anything on. So please give me more to spend and I'll be happy. That's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Rockefeller played on. Good addition to the arena map selection. Looking forward to seeing it in quick play. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out my old streams if you haven't already. And I will catch you later. Bye. Yeah, map was really fun. A lot of fun. But I think there's a lot of other discussions that were important to listen to while I was playing on a fun map.